adventure starts.
Welcome back to our Tate Branch Fan of the Week halftime segment. We're here in Belen, New Mexico. Actually, the crew is in Belen. We're at Tate Branch here in Artesia for our Fan of the Week. And our Fan of the Week this week is Mr. Martin Sanchez. Martin, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, tell us a little bit about yourself. I don't think you're from Artesia, but I finally have met somebody who is actually from Vaughn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The big town. That is me. So I originally am from Vaughn, born and raised there. I moved to Portales to go to eastern New Mexico in 1988. Ultimately met my wife there, got married, spent the last 20-something years there. And about 4 years ago, we moved down here to Artesia. My son and daughter-in-law were pregnant with quadruplet babies, and that brought us down here to help raise them.
Wow. 4 kids, all the same age. How are they doing?
They're great. They're 6 years old now, and they got an older brother who's 10. So they're all doing well, praise God.
Well, that is fantastic. Now, I understand you did play a little football when you were in high school. Tell us about that.
Little football is right. You know, I grew up in Vaughn. We had 6-man football only. So we would come out and play Lake Arthur back in those days. And this is, 86, 87, 88. So, yeah, 6 men is where it was. Yeah. Where the scores were 80 to 81. Yeah, that's right. That was us.
And I think, is everybody eligible after the snap or something like that? I'm trying to remember my 6-man rule.
Yes, as a quarterback, you can only run if you pitch it backwards, and then you're eligible to receive after that. But yeah, pretty much everybody's eligible to receive a pass.
Okay, and then the extra points, those are different too.
I couldn't tell you those. I don't know.
I think if you run it in, it's 2, and if you kick it in, it's 1, I think.
I couldn't tell you right now. I think it's the same if that would be the same as 11 men then, right? Running it in?
It's the opposite of 11 men.
Okay.
I think. Well, anyway, what positions did you play on the team?
All. Yeah. I played both offense and defense, running back on the offense and linebacker on defense. So I prefer defense more. Mm-hmm.
Well,
it was fun.
You get to hit people, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you can catch them, because like I said, those scores were pretty high all the time.
That's right. Well, I've actually broadcast a 6-man football game from Lake Arthur, Mountain Air, and Corona. So I've been to those places to watch 6-man football, and it is kind of exciting. But never Vaughn. I never did a game in Vaughn.
Well, back in those days, Corona, Mountain Air, those were our, in our district. So Roy, I don't know if you remember that. We've even traveled to El Paso to play a team out of Tornillo, Texas. Mm-hmm. So
that's an exciting time. Now, growing up in Vaughn, playing 6-man football, getting as close as you can at Lake Arthur to, did you look for the lights of the Bulldog Bowl? What did you hear about Artesia growing up?
So nothing growing up. They weren't even on the radar back then. However, when I did move to Portales in '88, became a Portales Ram fan. That's where I ultimately started my family with my kids. They graduated out of Portales, but there is where we learned about the tradition and Artesia Bulldog football. I mean, that's where I got to learn a lot, and wow, what a tradition.
Yeah. So you get to move to Artesia. You and your wife move here. What does she do?
She's a teacher at Zia Elementary.
He did that on purpose. He actually knew exactly where she teaches.
Yeah, she's a teacher at Zia Elementary. She moved down as well when I did. She got a job immediately. Obviously, this area here is in need of those good teachers, and she's amazing, by the way. But yeah, my family needed us to come. She came. She's only got 1 year left, so I don't know if she intends to keep teaching or not.
Well, you'll have to see. And what do? I see PRMI. You probably hear Martin's voice on the radio commercials. Tell us what you do.
Sure. I'm a mortgage loan officer. I opened a mortgage loan business here in 2018, right before the COVID hit. Called PRMI, Primary Residential Mortgage. Opened that up and has been going great. I'm blessed.
Well, good. What do you like about, I'm sure once you moved here and you'd heard about it and you played high school football, you had to go to football games. You've been going to a lot of Artesia sporting events. What do you like about that experience?
I'll tell you this. I've been to a lot of games, obviously, in New Mexico. Chased Portales around for a while. Then you see the Clovis games, being from that area. Did some Muleshoe games out of Texas. My son had some friends that the Woods, so his dad coached out there in Muleshoe, and I've seen a lot of football, but nothing compares to what goes on in Artesia. Even Texas football that I've watched. This this tradition that they hold here is second to none. And I don't think it's recognized as much because we're here in the South and not in the North where there's a little more population. But this tradition that Artesia brings to the football, well, I guess all sports community, but more so the football community, is absolutely second to none. It's something that, I've learned the traditions that they have year over year over year, and it doesn't change. It's pretty amazing to be here. I'm blessed that my grandchildren will be able to be raised here and grow up Bulldogs.
That's right. And you're going to get to go watching all those events and whatever they choose to do, whether it's sports or academics or other extracurricular activities. How much orange did you have in your wardrobe before you moved here, and how much do you have now?
Well, yeah, now it's full. Before it was just a costume, that I wore for Halloween. So no, I didn't have much at all. Growing up in Vaughn, I was maroon and yellow, and then moving to Portales, I became red and black, and then obviously following Eastern New Mexico sports, we became green there and silver. But when you move here, I tell you, if you're not wearing orange on football Fridays, you might as well just not even get out of your automobile because people look at you strange.
You hear that, Linda?
It's true. I've walked into businesses where I'm with my wife, who is a teacher, and other Bulldog fans, and I get the up and down, like, what's wrong here? Yeah. So and I respect their traditions very, very much. Yeah. I will say this: I was able to go to the teacher luncheon, the first one that they kicked off for the schools, and I shouldn't say surprised, but people come back to Artesia. Students that graduate here, they feel that this is where they belong, and they go out, they get their degrees, and they come back, and they make a prosperous life here. So I see teacher after teacher, however many years, but they were ex-students of Artesia, and this is where they want to be. So that says something about the town, the schools, the sports, call it what you will, but they educate themselves and come right back. So that is one of the things that I have spoke a lot with friends back home and about how they just come back. You see the same names on the football field and the baseball field and basketball court. You see the same name year over year over year, and that's because they bring their families back. Yeah,
that's true. And you've got sons and daughters of players that are teaching and coaching, and it really is an amazing thing to see. Well, we've got a couple gifts for you, Martin, for doing this. First of all, Tom out at Adobe Rose wanted you to have this. This is a $50 gift card from the Adobe Rose, so let's give that to you there. You can enjoy that. I don't think the quads will work on a $50 gift card. But.
Well, you've not seen them eat. They could find something to put down there.
There you go. And then we, from Perry and Tate here at Tate Branch, here's a official Tate Branch Fan of the Week mug just for you.
Perry, I appreciate that. And I appreciate Adobe Rose as well. And always happy to be a Bulldog, by the way.
Very good. Martin Sanchez, our Fan of the Week this week. If there's someone you'd like to nominate for Fan of the Week, just get a hold of Perry here at Tate Branch, and who knows, we might get him in this season. We got a lot of games to go, and hopefully all the way to a state championship. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment.
What's up, Bulldog fans? We often hear from teenagers there's nothing to do in Artesia. Well, that's going to change on September 15th because we're having a fifth quarter right after the game.
Right here in this parking lot at Faith Baptist Church, 401 South 20th Street, we're going to have